you're gonna think this is crazy. But if you have a loaf of sourdough, nice, beautiful loaf you made, and well, it's just not as crunchy and crispy and fresh because maybe it's been in the cupboard for a couple days and you just didn't get to eating it. This is the easiest way to revive it, and you're gonna be like, what? That's what you do? Yes. Come here, I'm gonna show you. First, we gotta go over to the sink because guess what? We need to run it under the water. So get your oven turned on to 350, 325. Once it's preheated, this is what you're gonna do with your loaf. You are gonna run it under the water. I know, this feels so weird. You're like, what? Literally, the loaf is dripping wet. And now, let's go stick it in the oven. Okay, there's my dinner. It's all bubbling away. I'm gonna stick the loaf. You hear that? It's like sizzling. Loaf is going in there. I leave the loaves in the oven for 10, maybe 15 minutes. The goal is that it crunches up the outside, but also that it warms it all the way through, because this is almost the best way to eat the sourdough because you can warm it back up and you're not worried about it being gummy inside. You know, when you first take that loaf out of the oven, it needs to cool completely before you cut it in order for the texture to be right. So when you revive your loaf the next day or 2 days later, then you're able to eat it with a crunchy outside, warm middle. Oh, it's so delicious, especially like I love serving it with anything that is bubbling away and stewing or soups or like anything that you're pulling out of the oven as well. This right here on the left is what we call potato pizza pie, and I'm gonna put the recipe for it below. It's very much a use up the veg and potatoes and marinara that you have in your cupboard kind of recipe. So there isn't like you have to put these exact ingredients in. This is like an ish recipe. So look in the description below, just click the more button. It will tell you exactly how to make it. I'm also putting down in the description the links to how to make our sourdough loaves, how to make a big batch of dough so that you're not having to mess with sourdough every day of the week. We are all about baking fresh bread, but not being a slave to the sourdough. So come hang out in the kitchen with me. Now, are you ready to see this loaf coming out of the oven? You got to hear it. It's so perfect. Isn't that wild? Run your loaf underwater, get it drippy wet, pop it in the oven, and you will revive it to have the most delicious dinner later on. After all of the work of baking the loaf, you can have this like fresh, out of the oven sourdough flavor. And I'm going to put the link to our favorite bread knife, which I use my big standard bread knife to cut the loaves in half. And then I use our favorite slicing knife right here to cut the slices. This one does the most amazing job. We have had this knife, I think, it's been almost 25 years. I've never sharpened it. It has lasted forever. The link to it is down in the description below. And look at that lovely slice of bread. We're gonna dip it into all of the sauce in our potato pizza pie, and we're off to have a yummy family dinner. And I hope that your table is full of delicious joy too. That's why we love sharing our recipes. It's why we love creating these videos, is because we want to help you fill your home, your kitchen, your table with joy. And it takes little work to make fresh food, but it's worth your time and it is a worthy endeavor. So don't give up on sourdough. Don't give up on your bread if it didn't turn out the first couple times. I have loaves still that just turn out wonky, but keep baking. The more that you bake, the stronger your sourdough starter gets and the more delicious the bread gets because it gets more mature. So don't give up. Let's bake together. Cheers to all the fun.